Good morning, friends. Well, welcome back to the Up North house. We're already at it this morning. No gallivanting. It's cold. We've accepted it. John has already started early this morning. He's removing the copper pipes in this old radiant heating system. So it's been in every room. Obviously, that's what, you need a heat source for everywhere. So he's going through with the Sawzall and cutting the copper line. Most of this line has been compromised. That's what we're told by the city. So we're doing that today. We're also going to continue doing some flooring activities. I'll take you back here and he can show you what it looks like. These little radiant heaters, they have a cover on the front of them right here. And those covers just come off. John's gonna take one off of there. Again with the fire. Don't cut yet though. It's too loud. There's a copper pipe that runs through the wall from the other one that he just cut. And it's a copper pipe with, we think, aluminum flanges on it. So we'll be able to recycle this, which will be great. And take them out. We aren't going to be able to use the copper piping, obviously. We're doing a different heating source. So we're down to this one, and oh wait, there's one in the bathroom. You saw us doing that room last week. Woo! And this one upstairs, and then we're done with that. So I'm going to continue flooring. I stopped on the carpet last week on last week's video, so I'm going to continue here for my part. John is going to continue with the cutting on his part, and then we'll catch back up and see what else we get into. Okay, you just saw me doing the staircase. The carpet is off and the stair treads are in great condition. This is just cleanable dirt. These must have been painted right before carpet was installed at some point. So that's good news. And the landing is in great shape. No sagging, no rot issues. Very solid. Original planks probably. Nice paint. Everything's good on that. So the slight pitch to it, which is to be expected after this many years, but not even hardly noticeable walking down. So that's good. We got the door to the kitchen wouldn't hardly open because of the carpet, but now it swings pretty much clearly. I mean, you have to walk up on the step to open it. So you would open it coming down, but that's pretty good. It does catch up on this corner, so we can adjust that on the door itself. But everything's good, and I was able to vacuum spider webs coming down. And now that I can get all this open, I can vacuum spider webs down here. What is it with spiders? I'm just saying, like, they're not my favorite. Of all the things, I mean, I get it. They eat the things I don't want on me either. But I have to be very careful and move slowly and think about it, you know? Anybody else have a problem with that? Anyway, the copper pipe is all out. All the noisy part that he was doing with the Sawzall is done. Now we can remove the lines, cut them into manageable pieces, and take them to the salvage for redemption so we can have some cash money. That's really exciting. It's cool to get those out. We have to now take the back part. Oh, I think that's what John's working on in there. The back part is a metal piece as well that's bracketed to the wall, to the actual board on the wall. And they use nails to get it in. So it's not screws where we can just take it out. So these have been here a while. Obviously a later generation add-on to the house, but a long while where they didn't use screws to attach them. So working on that. I'm not sure what else we're gonna do. I'm gonna move the light in here now so I can sweep up the rest of in there and get ready for this space. I believe we need to take a look at this and figure out how to get it out. This is a cast iron sink, which is disgusting right now, but really a great sink. So I'm excited to see that. We won't be able to salvage the countertop itself, but the hardware on here, these are really cool, like probably 40s, maybe 30s or 40s. It's just such cool, they work. The latches work, everything works. So I would love to be able to, if we can, obviously we're gonna take off the doors, and if we can salvage this or trim them and reuse them in a workspace somewhere, that'll be so awesome. I don't believe we're gonna be leaving this the way it is. I'm loving your comments so far on what you think and your messages to me about this room versus that room and how we should treat them. So I'm still undecided, gotta be real. Maybe I'll be more decided once we remove this and I can see what's behind there and how it is and how it's gonna be. So I'll keep you posted. I'm gonna go see what I'm needed for up here. And as soon as I find out what it is, I will check back with you. John's making a racket, big racket. All right, there he is, getting off of there. So he's removed this is the back part I was telling you about. Ooh, it looks like the original baseboard is still there, and they nailed this to it, and then they put on an additional molding on top to smooth it. So they removed this portion of the baseboard, so they have the flat part still on, and they extended the flat part and put this on. So we'll have to change that back, or maybe we leave it as a remnant and paint it all fresh. But this is the original baseboard under there, so that's cool. They didn't cut into them or anything, except for obviously putting holes in with the pipes. So good to see. Once we have this out, we can clean the floors a lot better in here. We can get all the way to the edge, no remnants in there, which is excellent. So we're gonna keep on keeping on. I will check back with you when I know what is next, and we'll see what's happening. I mean, look, right here. This is not living. Oh, it's a stuff of nightmares. I'll be vacuuming this section next. I mean, I get it. There's another one. Oh, spiders have an amazing purpose. I don't usually squish them, but oh my goodness, they get to me sometimes. All right, I will check back with you once I've moved some stuff around and see what is coming next. Alrighty, it's the next day for us. Welcome back. 2 seconds later for you. We've been working already this morning doing noisy stuff. This is the back bedroom. John has gone through and gotten all of the backs removed upstairs. He's now working downstairs, and I'm working on taking all the metal pieces out. So they're out of this room. Now we can just go through and sweep again before we start to take up this top layer of linoleum, which is, top layer of linoleum is more modern. You can see it's on a wood, like 1/4-inch plywood to cover that lower layer of linoleum. And we're gonna be going from this layer of wood up. So that's what we'll be doing for flooring up here. But this gives us an easier, you can see the edges are pulling up. We got garden dirt. There's more gardening in this room apparently. We got all kinds of things. We saw evidence of a shootout in here. I didn't even notice this at first. There's shots fired from all the way in there where they were returned. Maybe they were mad at the thermostat. I don't know. Anyway, exciting times. Sad and exciting times would have been had in here. So I've made it, bathroom is cleared out. Back room is cleaned out. I'm still taking down these pieces and these pieces because these are metal that we can scrap and get reimbursement for. Woo woo. We will come back to this shelf, which I talked about a few minutes ago. I've got this room. This is what's left in here for me to take down. This room, I already took it all out of there. I've got this on the landing. And this room, I've got 2 pipes left. So looking good, I'm loving it. And downstairs, because the metal pieces we're going to be scrapping at another time, we're just taking them out of our way so we can get the linoleum out. The linoleum and the carpet and some other things we can put in our dumpster, which we have for, I believe, one more day. So John's been down here. He's gotten these pieces out. I'm going to continue to follow him and remove all these metal pieces. And while I'm doing that, see, he's gone around in the other rooms too. He's already working on taking out this tub surround. So if you didn't catch another video, this room is the formal living room, and this room is like a parlor, a front parlor, and it's on a front wraparound porch that we have to rebuild. See how crooked it is? So this would have been your front public entry room, that kind of thing. And at some point in the house's history, one of the owners was elderly with access problems, and they added electrical for possibly a hospital room or something like that. So this room has that same linoleum floor with the plywood underneath. So we'll be doing a different floor treatment in here as well than we will in the other parts of the house. So this will be like modern plank or something. I don't know what it'll be, but we need to take this linoleum out. This accessible shower was put in, and they built a soffit up above it for electrical, for plumbing, for all of the ventilation and stuff to that. It's not salvageable. Like many things in this house, even if it were, it's got a hole in it. It's got a lot of problems. And most excitingly, it's not current living critters, but at some point there was a living critter behind here. You can tell by the grease marks along the baseboard where like a rat would come in, and that's what it looks like when a rat frequents his favorite place. So there's going to be remnants of that. We're going to be having our mask. I have my mask on, you can hear, and John's going to be having his on while he does this, so we can keep clean. So I'm going to put you on time lapse because it's noisy for this part. You can watch John cut away, and I'll be scurrying about getting all of this stuff out of our way so we can continue with the linoleum and all of that stuff, because this is going on the dumpster. The sinks are great, good quality porcelain sinks. There's not chips or anything in them. They can be cleaned. I know they're disgusting right now, but these can be cleaned. So we have 3 pedestal sinks, and we want a total of 3 bathrooms when we're finished. So that's perfect. They'll work great for that. So we're keeping that. John's going to show you this in quiet mode, and I'll check back when we have something to check on. Okay, I finished getting all the metal from upstairs, so I've just left downstairs now. And I've been taking out pieces of this to the dumpster. And John made amazing progress over here, which is exciting. And his battery ran out, so we have to wait. We'll probably pick it up in the morning. It's actually getting late in the evening now. And yeah, so this is coming out well. We haven't found the huge rat's nest, just a little debris in there. So I'm thinking it might be like underneath this thing, or maybe he was just coming in for access to water. So who knows, but this is cool to see. So you can tell that this is modern drywall. here, and this is a framed surround to support the tub. This is the wallpaper that's in the rest of the room. It's in nice condition in here. It's got a metal sheen on it, so maybe I can salvage a piece to frame for later decor in the house. So we'll be doing some wallpaper because that's kind of fun, but not a whole. We'll be doing different things in different rooms. So it's cool to see what it used to look like in here. You can see the shine on it. And then you can also see the ceiling tiles. They have acoustic ceiling tiles in here. We'll take all those down and see how tall the ceilings we can get to. You can see there's flooding problems from the bedroom upstairs. When the pipes burst, this sagged. So we do have to take these down even if we loved them. But we'll see how tall the ceiling will be when we're done with that. This was the shower ventilation system, and it had a flexi pipe going down and out into the basement. It's like a dryer vent hose. So that's interesting because the basement's already moist. So, but I guess like above us is another upstairs, and then the attic above that. So it would have been harder to run through. But this pipe is a vent pipe for a previous heating system that was in the basement. And when we cleaned out the attic, you could see this pipe going up as well. And interestingly, you can see some old woodwork in here where they must have had a little, like a coat closet. You can see like a square rod was probably there. So they had this little nook in the parlor, and at some point in history, they made a little coat closet for in here. And this is a chimney behind that. We don't know if when we take the wallpaper and some of the plasterboard down, what will be back there, but there's no chimney opening upstairs in this one, and there's no chimney opening in the other room. So our plan, because the other chimney is back in the dining room and kitchen, our plan is to do a wood stove back there because it's a wonderful dry heat, and some kind of fireplace up here. This is a usable chimney if we reline it, and this is the depth of the chimney. You can see, and in here in this room, there's no fireplace either. So I think it would be nice, obviously, to keep separate rooms because that's how it would have been. But I want to widen this doorway a little, even if we just widen it to the chimney and create a fireplace that can be used from both rooms. So you can have a sitting room, a formal living room, a mantle that goes around, and maybe we have, I'm just thinking, you tell me your ideas, but maybe we have a built-in bookcase over here with some room for tchotchkes. We gotta have tchotchkes. But if this was a fireplace, the mantle, and then this was bookcase built-in area, seating arrangement right here. Tell me what you think. This will all go. All this is going to go, obviously, to the dumpster here. So I'm pretty excited about what we found back here so far. It's coming along, and tomorrow morning we're going to be back at it. It'll be the same video for you, but it'll be tomorrow morning for us. So give me your comments about what I should do with this space. You know, I love getting your feedback on that. So what should we do between here and there? I don't want to open it fully up. I like that there's separation, but I want to be able to maybe utilize, maybe we have a two-sided fireplace and one's in this room and one's in that room, but they don't join, but they use the same chimney. I don't know. I don't know what's possible with that even. So what do you think? What are your experiences? You got pictures? Put them in the comments. Email them to me. I'm dying to know what you think about that. And I am excited about this. This is so cool. Little pieces now. Well, sort of. But they're going in the dumpster. Yay! Okay, you can see a little bit. We stopped for a second. Had a visitor come to talk about other things for heating. John is brought in our little lift, which is really cool to use for some of this. He's going to be taking out the 2x4s, and a lot of these are in great shape for reuse. So we're gonna save the ones that haven't had rodents on them or anything up here, and I'll be building some garden boxes for summer out here. So a lot of this we'll be able to reuse for supports for my garden boxes, which I'm excited about. So he'll be cutting this out. He did take a break and decided to remove the toilets while we had a minute. So the first one came out real easy. We thought it probably would. So that came out here. The flange wasn't even, sticky anymore, which is good for replacing it. And then you can see the different generations of paint on this is not real tile. It's like tile backer board. So you can see the different generations of paint. And interestingly, this morning we had to go to town to the water company and we found out some history about this house. This bathroom was put in, I think in the 60s, because there was an elderly couple that lived in the house, and we have called it the Vale House because of the family names. And the most recent name was different, and that name was the girl that came to take care of an elderly couple in the house back in the 40s and 50s. And this was her bedroom. What we're gonna make a library room. And they put in this bathroom for her. And later, this girl made such good connections with the family. There weren't heirs, so she was able to save and buy the property from that last owner. And then she always stayed. This was her bedroom. This was her bathroom. And then when she was elderly and passed, she loved the home. And then this was her hospital room in her final days, which is really, you can see that she loved the house. It's currently, recently not been loved as much, but she was very careful about moldings, not putting stuff cutting through the moldings. And when she added this newer radiator system, she was careful to have the moldings on the floor kind of maintained as much as possible. So it's really sweet to see that loving care and know that history and when this bathroom was put in and what that was like. So we're taking the other toilet out upstairs as well. And while that lady lived here, that's that one, while the last owner lived here, she actually had a tenant up here in what have been the maid's quarters, the apartment area, and they had this door closed off, and this entire back space was rented to a tenant. So just as we thought, for additional income. So pretty cool, neat bit of history. I love meeting local people in the town and hearing all their stories growing up about it. So John's here.
Hey.
He's been hot at it. This is the other toilet we're removing. This one, he unbolted it and it just slid right off again. So super great that we're removing these, because a lot of times you have to pry these off, no seal left on that one. So he's gonna take that down. This platform at minimum will be rebuilt, but we're gonna be replumbing the entire stack. This is the sewer line vent. It goes up out of the attic and vents, and then it comes down in the trap areas here. So we'll have to replumb it. It's not cracked here, but it is cracked lower down. So we'll be working on that. That's what's going on. I'm gonna help him not fall down the steps. And we'll catch you back in the front room for more of the shower demolition. But this is a huge, huge step. We're gonna be able to put these on the dumpster. So we're gonna work on this, and I'll check back in a little bit. You can also, I'll show this. You can take if you don't know this, it has plastic bolts, the modern toilets do. This is a pretty modern toilet. It has plastic bolts on it, and you can remove the tank, which is empty of water, obviously, from the sitting part, and then it makes it less heavy. It's very manageable. If you've never put a new toilet in, it comes in 2 pieces when you get it from the home improvement store. So we're gonna take that off and then carry it down and put it on the dumpster. Haha. Goodbye, old friend. We'll see you back downstairs for continued removal of the shower surround. Okay, I want to interrupt the time lapse to show you John finally found the rat's nest. So this is the, I think this is a pack rat because he's got all this material. Pack rats are usually lonely critters. So thankfully they don't infest as badly, but they sure do collect. He was in good company here. There's his droppings and there's his little cozy home next to his own water source. So he had a nice little setup. That's a good rat condo right there. And you can see, again, he had been entering over here. He chewed a hole right in there. Guy says, like, I don't know where the water is. Chewed a hole through there, and you can always tell because of the grease marks. They're very greasy critters. So that's where he was living. Nice little abode in there. He had a cushy little life. So anyway, that's the rat's nest. Got a fresh bag for that. John's gonna remove that. I'm gonna put you back on time lapse, but we did solve the mystery of where that critter was going. So yay, he's not currently there. That's good. All right, here is the final look for this video. We have the surround mostly free. We have to cut the drain underneath to pull the pan out fully, but we are excited to have this part done. I know it's not beautiful yet. We still have more work to do in the morning in here, but I am so pleased. This room is beautiful in my head now. It always has been, and now I can see that the previous person who had this built had intentionally preserved the moldings behind it. They loved the house and wanted it opened up, I believe, back to an original floor plan after this was no longer needed. So it's very sweet to see that love and care, even though it's in its current condition. And we're excited that we get to love and care for the house now in another generation. And hopefully we'll be here beyond us to enjoy as well. So I hope you're enjoying this process as much as I am. And we're gonna cut the video here because it's getting a little long, and we'll get back to it next week. You'll see us doing more of this kind of thing and see what discoveries we make then. Thanks for joining us. See you next week at the North House.